Hey, what's up guys? Wonder Librarian here with part 2 of my Riverdale filming location tour. My last tour was over a year ago and covered the ever awesome Pop's Diner, which is a real diner called Rocco's in Mission, BC. Now they don't film at the diner anymore, they actually have a set up on a film lot, but this was actually used for the pilot episode and also some promo photos. So definitely if you get the chance, make sure you go to Rocco's and try one of their awesome milkshakes or fun dishes. I highly recommend the cotton candy. They're also open 24 hours, so you're never going to miss your chance to enjoy it. I had the privilege of going there with my boyfriend and recreating this promo photo. A bunch of the cast did this when they were promoting the series, so it was really fun to do it ourselves. We brought our DeLorean there and spent some time taking pictures outside with people. It's kind of a car show wherever we go, so that was a lot of fun. The other location we saw on this trip was the Twilight Drive-In, aka Jughead's temporary residence when he first becomes displaced in Season 1. It's a real operating drive-in and one of the only ones close by. Now that I live out here, I'll definitely be stopping by to see some movies. That would be great. Now on to what I've got going on for today. So I live in West Vancouver and I wanted to see some of the Riverdale locations close by. I drove around, visited, and it took me about an hour and a half to see all of them. So I'll show you those as well as tell you where they are in case you're ever in Vancouver and want to see them too. So get ready to travel with me, Jughead, and the gang as we head back to Riverdale.
So wide heaven, beyond everything we knew.
I started at the closest location to me, which is none other than the infamous Riverdale High, where most of the action of the show takes place. Funnily enough, anywhere from 4 different schools are used to make up Riverdale High. The one I'm at is called Lord Bing, and they use it for the exteriors. Here I am walking right up to the front door, just like Jughead, Betty, or Archie, or Veronica would on any average day.
No, great.
Scenes like the Vixens tryouts seen here were done at John Oliver Secondary School, which isn't too far away. Remember that insane dance routine that Veronica did for her tryout? That was super crazy. Did I mention that this was Camila Mendez, who plays Veronica's first acting gig? I know, right? She pretty much nails that role. And she says she takes a lot of her inspiration from Gossip Girl, which is very interesting to note. Also, those Riverdale High football games didn't take place here either. Instead, they filmed them in a nearby park from John Oliver called Bear Creek Park. A couple of fun facts about KJ Apa, who plays Archie. He's actually not a redhead at all, so his hair has to be routinely dyed for the show. Unlike Cheryl Blossom, who actually does have that hair color naturally. KJ is also part Samoan, so he hides a slight accent when portraying Archie. He even has a Samoan tattoo that stays mostly hidden and makes Samoan art in his spare time. Here's what the actual back of Lord Bing looks like, and you can see it doesn't have the wide open spaces that would make for good football scenes. Still fun to take a peek though. Lord Bing is on West 16th Street if you want to make your own trip here.
No memory.
My next stop was the Andrews residence over on East 3rd, a quaint yellow residence about 15 minutes from the school. Funny story, I've actually met both of Archie's parents, played by Luke Perry and Molly Ringwald respectively. Luke at a Comic-Con a few years back in Toronto, and Molly singing jazz in Flint, Michigan for her new album. Both long before Riverdale started, and so I was naturally psyched when I realized they'd both be on the show. I was a huge 90210 fan, still am, and I love 80s movies like The Breakfast Club, so seeing both of them was a cool treat for me. You can see from this picture of Fred Andrews, aka Luke Perry, working in a garage outside the house. When I cut to the actual house, it's clearly not filmed in the same place. This house has no garage or even room for one. Here's an image from an infamous scene at the Andrews house when the gang decided to throw Jughead a birthday party. It quickly erupted into one of Jughead's token protests, dispelling the idea of celebrating his birthday in a traditional way. He instead wanted to watch just a subtle old movie with his friends at the almost closing Twilight Drive-In, where of course we know he later lives. Speaking of Jughead, here's a picture of him having dinner with Betty and her mom in the infamous Cooper house that we'll explore in just a minute. Cole Sprouse actually auditioned for the role of Archie, but when directors heard him read, they automatically pegged him as the outsider frontman, Jughead Jones. Cole Sprouse is actually writing a spin-off comic book series based on the show, and also says that the beanie he wears is actually the only one, so it's kind of smelly. TMI, Jughead. Don't forget, this is also the former home of the Black Hood. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the end of Season 2, aka Hal Cooper and the scene of a gruesome murder and cover-up at the hands of Betty and her mother. Gross. And weird. But from all accounts, this quaint house on Queens Avenue in New Westminster is pretty calm and is in a nice neighborhood. A quick fact about Lily Reinhart, who plays Betty, and also, I believe, is still dating Cole Sprouse, who's Jughead. She's actually used her fame to advocate for mental health awareness. Lily herself suffers from severe anxiety and depression as a young girl, and so the cause is quite dear to her heart. I think that's really great to hear. My last stop on the tour was Riverview Mental Hospital, which doubles as the Sisters of Quiet Mercy, which any Riverdale fan knows was the hospital that Polly Cooper was originally sent to in the beginning of the series. Later, of course, Betty gets sent here and quickly gets embroiled in the drama with the Goblin King. It's actually situated in a large hospital complex in Coquitlam, but only the one building is abandoned. I can only get a short clip because there's regular film crews here often, and it is an operating hospital complex. Otherwise, I would have loved to go in and look around. Supernatural also films here regularly and just uses parts of the hospital to make it appear to be in a different state or location. Here's one such scene filmed at Riverview. Stay tuned for more Supernatural tours from me in the future, and more Riverdale ones too. Thanks for watching this mini trip into Riverdale's Vancouver locations. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell me who your favorite Riverdale character or episode is here in the comments. Mine's Jughead, by the way, in case you didn't know. Stay tuned for more West Coast locations coming soon. See you in the future.